Hello. Surprise, everyone. This live is a little later than my lives typically are. It's actually like the same time that they used to be a very, very long time ago. So I kind of snuck this one in on you. And let me do some of that YouTube-ish, which is share and all of that. Because of last night, I was like, I'm gonna kind of keep this like DL for a second, just to make sure we're not getting any like weird, awful people coming and trying to like ruin the day. So give me just a quick second. And then, of course, we're going to say the things, which are thank you to my mods. Thank you to my patrons. Thank you, Spooky Bays, Extra Spooky Bays. Thank all of you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you who are watching this live. And those of you who are watching this on the replay, thank you. Rules are be kind. We're going to have fun. Be kind. Be courteous. Just treat everybody how you would actually want to be treated. And don't say it's like shit, because I hate it when people do that. Today, my guest is the wonderful Yolanda of Deeper Skin Tone, who, by the way, now has 133 subscribers on the channel. What is up?
Who knew?
Well, I thought I would tell you, so.
No. So I got a message from Audra this morning, and she said, "Congratulations, you have 100 subscribers." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh wow, thank you for letting me know." Because I didn't know. I'm trying to enforce some discipline with not paying attention to the numbers. It's really about the content and everything else like that. So, and plus I work, so like I have to pay attention to my job, which I hate.
Don't we all? I'm like, can I just make it big doing something else that actually brings me joy? Can that be a thing? Hold on one quick second. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to like make sure I have everything set up because I don't want to screw it up. All right. So here we go. So Yolanda came to me with a very wonderful thing and was like, hey, I have an idea for our live. We could do looks inspired from like our favorite horror movies, horror character. And I am desperate to know who you did. So tell me now.
Does anybody in the chat want to take a guess? Does anybody remember this book?
It's like I do, but is it like well, does that count as a horror film? Does like Thriller count?
Nope, it's not Thriller.
Because I thought you were doing like the girl from Thriller.
Oh no, no, I'm just self-soothing. I'm nervous as always. These titties are spritzing, like I know. So I'm trying to regulate my temperature under here. No, this is J-Lo 2000. That's what I decided to do.
The cell. Yes, I do remember it. Okay, I see. I am. The lip should have given it away, really, and the ponytail. That was such a good movie. That's like the only Jennifer Lopez movie that I like.
I love that movie. I love that movie. It's a beautiful, beautiful movie. It's gross. It's also sci-fi. It's psychological thriller. It's got the horror in there. It's got everything.
Yeah, I love that. It's just the thing about that movie that I think I really liked was just this, like you were saying, it's just beautifully shot. Start to finish, like every ounce of that movie is gorgeous.
Yeah, I think it was the era of music video producers coming in and doing movies. So like like they went from MTV to making movies, and there was a slew of them around like I would say 1995 to 2005.
Yep,
that's where we get Lost Berman, all of that stuff. So
yeah.
So yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful. And it's gross. It's good and gross, but it
is really gross. Like
gorgeous to look at.
You don't think it's going to be that gross. And then you get into it and you're like, oh. So of course I have red lipstick on my teeth already. Sir, get out of the jacket. No. What are you doing tonight? I'm so sorry, y'all. He is acting foolish. Son, get out of my pockets. Okay. Who do you think I like, or what do you think I based my look off of?
Oh, goodness. It's not The Nightmare Before Christmas.
No.
Ooh. It's not Halloween. Is it Halloween?
No, it's the Insidious demon.
Oh, okay. But I've never seen Insidious, so there's that.
Yeah, so welcome, Rupee. Welcome, Spooky Bay. Yes, it is based off of the Insidious demon. So I think a lot of people, because like his eyes are like yellow, they're like rare. That's what the like gold, like the yellow gold here and is for. And then he's all red and black, and I just I wasn't going to be able to do that. Plus, my body was just not having it today, so my body got in a foul mood. So I based it off of the Insidious demon because like, even though their time in the movie is brief, it is very striking to me. Okay. Some people were like, I laughed.
The first thing that came up, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, the horror. Yes, I love it.
It was just a very striking character because throughout like a lot of the movie, you just kind of see him, like you don't see his face. And when he does show up, you're like, the fuck? Because it's like green and you're like, ew. So I was not a fan, sir. No.
Yeah, so this is the movie poster, J-Lo, but in the movie she gets turned around and she gets lost in this killer's mind, right? And he makes her a sex slave. Yeah. So she's wearing this mesh dress and she's got the collar and just red lips, smudgy eye. I kind of wish this eye would come back. I miss those days.
I think. Is it the wait? Okay, because I see one with a collar. Like, is it the one where she's got the collar and then she also has like the thing on her face? The like.
Yes.
I have that picture up. Hold on, let me pull that. Let me share this with everybody so that you can see kind of what we're talking about with regards to the look.
Oop. She's got the hair, the ombre hair, but I'm not dying.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either. Like, so this picture here that she's showing, like that is the look. Like I see it. Yep. And she's like there and he's just like, because she was trying to help him.
Right. Well, she was trying to find out where old girl was trapped. That was
yes. Because I haven't seen that again. Like every time I watch it, it's like I've never seen it before. And then I like halfway through it, I'm like, oh yeah. And then there's this photo as well where she doesn't have the thing on. That I see it. Hell yeah, girl, you did that. See? So then I'll show you right quick so we can get talking. This guy. That's what I based my makeup look off of. So the gold is, his eyes, and I obviously couldn't. I actually am not talented enough to do that anyway with the whole face. So like, it's fine. I'm like, no, I couldn't do it because like, no, I'm not that talented, and that is okay. I'm like, that's fine. I'm okay with that. That is okay. Popping into the chat, Natalie's talking about The Cell and how the visuals of that movie are insane. The Virgin Mary and his lizard character were just striking and memorable. Yes, The Cell, Deja. That is what Yolanda's look is based off of, and my look is based off of the Insidious demon. Yes, every time I feel like being like, the thing is, it doesn't scare me. Like I'll just be walking around singing it. Tiptoe through the tulips. Like it doesn't even bother me. Yeah, the Insidious demon do be by the
Now I have to go watch that movie. But it's so funny because there's a certain type of horror that I can do, and then there's another type of horror that I just cannot. And it's the most basic ones. It's the basic slasher movies, Nightmare on Elm Street. I've watched them all, but only once.
Yeah. Like I will watch. Is there a horror movie that you watch like often?
This is the one that I watch more often, like The Cell. It's a cross genre thing, but a lot of times it's classified as horror. And I've seen it maybe like 30 times. I actually had to write a paper on it. So.
Well, it is horror though, because and I've said this like multiple times, and I will always say this, that thriller is really just code. Thrillers are horror films. What they've done for a lot of these, like to be able to win awards, like The Silence of the Lambs, is just call them thrillers so that you can be snotty about liking horror, basically. Like that's all they've really
done. And
that's
exactly who I am. I'm snotty about liking horror.
Thank you, Maisha. So I had to put this on the big screen so that I can fully appreciate these looks. Yeah, like to me, because I've been watching Haunt a lot because, of course, I love horror films. I've been watching Haunt and Bloodfest are two of my favorites because they're about like haunted houses being real. Like, you thought you were going for a scare, you lost your life.
I watch a lot of Stephen King adaptations as well, so those are horror too. So
yeah, because The Stand's being remade. Did you know that? Well, it is remade in there. The Stand.
My daughter's reading it right now, so that we can watch it together. But this look was harder than it. It was hard. I was like to do because most of my makeup is finger painted on, but this big, putting light in the face without color, it's like, oh wow.
Yeah. I was having a whole moment today trying to get this to like work out the way I wanted it to, because I wanted there to be like that gold as well, just kind of mimicking that creepy eye look that he was doing, where he's just like, oh. So I was just like having a good time with that. I think I've been watching Nightmare on Elm Street 3 repeatedly because that's one of my favorite ones. It's the Dream Warriors.
That's not the one with Johnny Depp.
Warrior. Johnny Depp is the very first one.
Yeah, he's in the very first one. I don't remember.
Which was actually his first acting role. So,
but I will never forget how they did him. Oh my God.
Wait a minute, Deja. Hold up, because Cape Fear is a thriller. And I have never been like, Cape Fear lives in my mind rent free. And it is the reason I still continue to look underneath my car before I leave.
Every time.
It is not urban legend. It is Cape Fear, because the way that De Niro was like traveled with them on vacation underneath their car, I was like, no. My life was done. I was like, that movie. Ugh. Poor Juliette Lewis, though, she was always cast as like Lolita. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, but she grew out of that like real quick though. She's what is she, 50s, 55 or something?
Yeah.
Like yeah. So,
but if you look back, they did that to her quite a bit. She was that in Cape Fear. She was like that in From Dusk Till Dawn. I feel like she was even still kind of like that when they put her in. Oh gosh, I can't remember the other movie, but yeah. Yes. Cape Fear is the scariest movie. Like, it is honestly one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. Cross-genre horrors. Like, here's the thing. I just watched one today, which if you can watch this movie on Amazon Prime, please watch it. It is so much fun in a way I was not expecting it to be. And it's called Uncle Peckerwood.
Uncle Peckerwood.
Yes.
That doesn't sound right.
Listen, I will read you the description of this movie, okay? Because it would. And the funny thing is, I read about this coming up. Oh, Uncle Peckerhead. Sorry. And when I read the description of this movie, and I was like, "What?" And The description is when a punk band scores their first tour, life on the road proves tough when they are joined by a man-eating demon as a roadie. It is such a rocking good time. It is scarier than you expect it to be. And Uncle Peckerhead, I'm so sorry. Like, his name is Peckerhead. But that one, I just watched that today, and I was surprised by how good it was and how fun it was. If you're looking for like horror comedy, though, then I could point you in the direction of like Cabin in the Woods or Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead is my jam.
I love that.
I'm such a nerd. Yes, Shaun of the Dead is my jam. What else is there? Zombieland I almost did Zombieland.
I like Zombieland.
Yeah,
Zombieland was good. I like Double Tap was like okay.
I didn't watch Double
like
Tap.
they made this.
I thought the first one was so perfect that sometimes I don't go see sequels because you told the story that you were supposed to tell.
Yes.
Yeah. Gothica. Yes.
Gothica is an underrated horror film. That one is very underrated. I think because Halle Berry was in it, and I feel like because the only movies that I've really liked Halle Berry in have been, I think, A Perfect Stranger is a thriller that she's in, and Gothica. She, I feel like, is a much better like creepy actress than she is the other stuff. Like you would have to see them, but
what was it? Halle Berry's first. Spike Lee. She was a crackhead. No.
She was.
She was a crackhead. Jungle Fever. There we go. Jungle Fever. And I remember, I'm like, you're too pretty to do that. Like, yeah, the whole movie. I was like, you're too pretty for all of that. Like seriously, like, but I also grew up in New York City during the 80s. I know what crackhead looks like.
Yeah.
Crackheads have wrinkles. They don't
yeah, they're not walking around looking extra good. But like, so Evil Dead, there's two. There is one that is horror comedy, which is the original. But then when they remade it, I wouldn't call that funny at all. Like the newer one that they made, yeah, like no, they remade Evil Dead, but it's like it is in no pot. Like I was not laughing at all. I was mostly frightened. And so, yeah, Perfect Stranger was really good. Hot Fuzz is an underrated gem. I love Hot Fuzz.
Never seen that one.
I did not like Black Swan. I feel like I'm the only person who didn't like that movie.
It's one of those things that every other time I watch it, you know what it is? It's the actress. What's her name?
I'm grabbing something. Keep talking.
What's the name of the actress in the Black Swan? Not Mila, but
Natalie something. Portman.
Yes. I think she irritates me. Yeah, I don't know why. There's certain actresses, their face just irritates me.
That one. It's this version, this Evil Dead. This one is not funny. It's not funny. I was like, this is a departure, but I really liked it. That's one of the few remakes that I actually enjoyed. Natalie Portman, okay. So somebody, I couldn't decide if I wanted to share it on my Instagram because Natalie Portman does the same thing to me like that Keira Knightley does to me. This woman did this impersonation. I'll share it on my Instagram stories, y'all. Did this impersonation of Keira Knightley, and she was just like with this weird smile, like the Keira Knightley smile. And I was done. I was done with life. But like, there's something just like, I think that she's nice. I'm sure that they're nice people, but there's something where just looking at them, I'm just like, I don't know why you annoy me so. But
yes, Natalie Portman for whatever particular reason. And you know what? It's like one of those things where I'm big mad at Star Wars. Like the worst thing about the Star Wars franchise are the movies. So that was Natalie Portman and her crying for some reason. Oh, what was she in also? Actually, V for Vendetta is one of my favorite movies. But when I see Natalie Portman cry, I want to kick her in her shins. I just want to make her cry more. I don't know. She brings out a reaction in me. I'm the worst. I am the worst.
I recently watched which is a werewolf movie, and they were doing so well with it. And then it just went down into the absolute shitter by the end, because they were just, like, by the end they just started doing stuff that was so dumb that I was literally I'm just sitting there like, why would you be getting out of your car for this? Like, get back in your car, fool just ran 70 miles an hour. Y'all gonna stand outside looking for him on his hands and knees, 70 miles an hour. Y'all like, where'd he go? Let's just stand out here. Not me. You will not find me doing that. Not today.
Oh goodness.
Oh, hold on.
Else is there? I
go
wanted
ahead.
to ask you. Do you watch Legion? Legion
Do I
on
watch
FX?
what?
Legion.
No. Okay. So did they bring out like the show Legion, like from the movie Legion?
No. That's a good movie though too. Legion is one of the mutants from the X-Men comics.
Okay.
But it is high art. It is, I would characterize it as horror. It's really, really, really good. So it's on FX and Hulu if you have Hulu.
Okay, I'll check it out.
I have Hulu. Scary as they have like demons. It's like scary as all get out, and it's a Marvel property, but it's not done in the Marvel way. It doesn't have the Marvel treatment. I think you'd like it.
Yeah. Then hold on. Then I need to put that on my. There are times when I have
exactly,
my pen,
Natalie. X-Men,
and then there are times when I don't have my pen. See, okay, X-Men adjacent. See, I'm just slipping over here right quick. I'm really looking for a good Gambit movie. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there because Gambit was like
life. That's what Gambit was.
Gambit was so fine. I don't even care. I don't even care. Yes, it is the movie with that creepy old woman where she says your baby's going to hell, and you're like. And then here's the thing that cracked me up about that movie in particular is when they're like, oh my gosh, did we kill this woman? I'm like, that old woman just crawled up on the top of the ceiling, and y'all are just like, I don't know what's going on here. I'm like, listen, I don't care what's going on. It's time to go. Hereditary is really disturbing. It's not scary. It is.
Where is Hereditary?
But not scary.
Streaming. Does anybody know?
It should be on Prime, I actually think.
Amazon Prime? Because I need to watch both of those movies.
It's either on Prime or Netflix.
What was the first one?
Hereditary was the first one, and the second one was Midsummer.
I need to watch both of those.
I liked Midsummer. A lot of people didn't like it, but I really, really liked it.
I think if you did, I would like it.
Yeah, I think you have to. The way that the director makes these movies is they're not making it, and I hate to say this because it makes you sound so art housey and like I'm so smart, but they're not making just bland horror films. They're making movies that you have to pay attention to.
If somebody wants to come at me for liking high art, then come at me. I like art house movies. I like to think about movies. That is a center. Like, so I don't think I can do like regular horror in the theaters, but tell me that, I'm going to think about it for a while. I'll go to a movie.
Because Hereditary and Midsummer, both of these movies, if you are not watching them from start to finish, you will miss stuff and it will not make sense. So people who watched Hereditary, for instance, who were confused by the end, it's because they were not watching like the whole thing progress. They just didn't. And they're like, well, what was that? That was stupid. And I'm like, well, it's only stupid if you really weren't watching it. And that happens all the time. Like that happens to me when I'm watching movies. But I feel like there's a lot of people who we get conditioned to like what I like to call the Transformers effects, where we're just and they're like telegraphing the whole story to us so much, and we're conditioned to that and in such a way that we just kind of sit there and once we're used to being like fed that story the way that it's supposed to be fed, like it just keeps getting handed to us, that's what we're used to. So anything outside of that, which is why I think it's funny, especially in the land of horror movies, where people will complain and be like, I want something new and different. And something new and different shows up and they're like, I don't like this.
Well, I think anything that makes you think about it too hard, I think people push back against. This is America, where like
that's true.
Thinking is a sin. Your education is a sin. Doing things differently is a sin.
Yeah.
So
it's really weird.
Yeah. So I really, really enjoy thinking about my movies, thinking about where things come from. I was wondering, if you were to do a movie, what would it be? Give me look, give me feel, give me time period.
I feel like I would just like vampire. There was a vampire in Brooklyn, right? Eddie Murphy did that. I want to have like a black vampire saga, like like a horror that's just it's all black vampires. Like I want to have like just vampires stunting, destroying everything, like ruining people, trying to like eat the world, and the woman or person who falls for them. I don't even know that I want the lead character to be a female. I just want it to be very like androgynous and sexy and like bloody.
Okay.
And modern times, I feel like I would like to do it in a place where you wouldn't see a lot of Black people, because that would make it more interesting. Like they would look more startling and stunning in the like places like Bulgaria, Romania.
Oh,
where you just wouldn't see like tons and tons of Black people. So it would be even more striking to see like 10 Black people walking into a club at night.
Hold on. Salt New York, her channel, Kiki. Is it Kiki? Is she Kiki? Hold on. Oh, goodness. I got to check my subscriptions.
Thank you, Nicole.
Anyway, kind of one of her makeup things running through the fjords, and I was like, I want to see like 10 15 Black women just running through the fjords. Yes. Like our brown skin and all of the whole spectrum of brown skin running through the fjords.
Yes. Yes.
Ice, the white against our skin.
Yeah. Listen, Black vampires would be so stunning and so badass, and would just be so like doing the things, and like somebody could be doing something. Like there's two factions of the vampires. One of them, their other one isn't. They're not, vegetarian vampires. They just don't kill the people that they eat. And then the other faction doesn't give a damn about killing the people. They're like, fuck people. I don't like people. But the faction that does care is like, you're going to draw too much attention to all of us and you need to stop. And they've been warring like this for like an eternity, obviously, because of vampires. I have not read Fledgling.
I have
not.
Oh, I'm Octavia Butler for me. And you know what I hate about this country? I hate about if you're Black, right? You have and I remember growing up, it was like Black History Month, and we got to read like 3 books by Black authors. That's what we got to do, in public school, right? And the thing about it is there was this bomb-ass Black science fiction writer. I've read all of her stuff now, but I didn't get to her until I was in graduate school.
Yeah.
I'm like,
really?
Really?
Because I feel like, especially with horror, when it comes to Black people being in horror, like I used to be a member of this horror Facebook group, and I started getting pissed because every time somebody would bring up so for instance, bringing up what's his face, like the one who made Get Out and all of that. I can't remember his name right now. I can't remember his name. But I'm like, I can't remember his name.
Oh, today is a really bad day for both of us in name recall.
I know, but the good news is I can just Google it right now. And Jordan Peele, there we go. Because I kept going, King. So Jordan Peele makes this And I remember how many people like just had issues and will now say things that are rude, like, oh well, their movies aren't that great. Everybody just likes it because it's like it's all black cast or it's black people, and I'm like, it's really interesting seeing this happen in the realm of horror, like how often the pushback comes when there's a horror film that is going to feature a largely black cast.
Oh, they
And
hate
I
seeing us everywhere, and especially seeing us in groups.
yeah, right, but
Like, we're good
and
for being the buddy that dies
yeah,
first. Like that's
yeah,
the thing. That's the
and
thing that
it's
they like to
just
see from us when we die.
yeah.
But like they don't want to
And
see
it's very
us.
interesting to watch them get like upset and be like, well, I just don't see what the big deal is, or why do you have to have this? I'm like, because we're not represented. Like, and then they'll be like, well, you already have like, so you have Blade. I'm like, Blade was like 20 years ago. Like, like you're referencing Blackula and like it's almost 2021 right now. And at the time it was like 2019 when I was still like active in the group. And I was just like, y'all are referencing movies that are so old, trying to tell me like I should be happy with a horror film that was made in the set, like, and that was a blaxploitation horror film. So like,
No, I
I'm supposed to be happy with that.
like, you know, if a story is good, the story is good. Why does it like? Why is the inverse true? You know, whenever I recommend, you know, and this hasn't happened in a while, but this when I was in grad school, of course, I'm the only black person around. So,
yeah,
because, you know, like only one of us can write in a school at a time. There was more than one of us, but still, like the population was small.
yeah,
But, you know, it was one of those things where I would recommend something called the, you know, Black Person's Guide to the Universe. It was something funny to a person who liked funny things. And they're like, why would I read that? I'm not black. Because it's funny, stupid.
yes.
Like that's, you know, like I said, it was funny. Okay.
Yeah.
That is why you would read it. It's entertaining and it's good. Okay. Like if I had like honestly, like I've been when people think that I was a model student because I was a nurse, like, I wasn't. I was not a model student. I got kicked out of school all the time. I was on suspension. Yolanda is on suspension. Like that's what I was on. One, because I fought a lot, and then two, like I would like ruin people's comms, but like, you know, like because anytime I said I would like to do something, the pushback was like, oh, you know, like we can't do that. We can't expose these people to the blackness. And I was like, well, then I refuse to read or write or do anything assigned white. I refuse. Like, refuse. You know, like I was like, if that is your worldview, why do I have to accept yours?
Yeah, it's
no one can answer me.
It is just such a strange sensation to have to watch people have these like, because for instance, the Antebellum came out, and the amount of not just white people but other black people who, I feel like, this is my opinion, but I felt like they seem to have a feeling that they had to not like the movie when they're reviewing it because they're black and they don't want to be seen as liking it just because it's a black thing. So it's very interesting that, especially in the realm of horror, how we have to keep having this like weird turn of conversation. And it's like, can we just like things? And then also, black people, you don't have to like automatically be extra critical of it. It's like having PR. Like that's the only way I can put it. It's like getting PR. Like suddenly I have to be extra critical of it because it's PR. No, I don't. I have to be the same level of critical.
Lovecraft Country is amazing. Is amazing.
I have not watched it yet.
The think pieces and the hot takes and the fucking, this is why I'm not on Twitter. Like, I love, like, part of me loves Black Twitter, and then part of me is like, y'all need to leave your basement. Some of y'all logged on in 2010 when Twitter started and never left home. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired. For the culture, get out and, like, do something. Like, no, I swear to God, like, you know, it's been COVID for 10 years for these
It
people.
has been.
Like, they
just...
you know, like never ever left their basement. They're still typing away, you know, like we need to know. And I'm just like, stop it. Stop it. Okay. And so the amount of like hate that Lovecraft Country got from the Black community. Mm-hmm. And I was like, genre, Does it do its job? Is it good? It's good. It holds your attention and fascination. Like, it's horror. Of course, there's going to be a lot of pain in there. Like, I'm tired. Yeah. I'm tired. Okay, this is not, like, this is for us and by us. Like,
yes.
Like, stop. Just stop. You do not need to dig into everything. Like, why do we go at black art like this? Why do we do it?
That's what I want to know, because I feel like I watched that movie and then I went and I checked reviews on YouTube. There was literally one black reviewer who liked the movie and understood. And it felt like those of us who like to review and were there, like, and all of us were commenting the same thing. We were like, I really feel like people didn't watch this movie. Like, we were like, I don't know what they watched, but they didn't see the same movie. I like, that's all I can say is that there's like, well, there was a lot of black pain in it. I'm like, it's a horror film. Again, it's like, well, I knew, since it just said, produced by Jordan Peele, like, or the same people who brought, like, and I'm like, we don't do this with anything else. We watched all those Insidious movies. We watched every last Insidious movie, and it didn't matter that the originators were no longer attached to the project anymore, like in the sense of directing and all of that, like every single one. We didn't care. We watched all of them. But it feels like every time we do something for Black people and it's created by Black people, I feel very upset, especially horror, because like, I love horror films. I love horror. And when we have stuff, I get like just infuriated by this weird push I feel that comes from a lot of other Black people to like discredit or say that it's not that good and be like, I don't know, we don't need to have, and I'm just like, okay, but y'all weren't like, if Hostel had come out, like none of y'all would be saying this stuff. But if it like, I just don't understand how we can have movies with a virtually all white cast. Maybe there is an Asian, perhaps there is a Black person, and nobody bats an eye about anything. The second it's all an all Black cast, it's like, oh well, let's get our reviewer hat on.
And yeah, but this is, I think, especially, and this is something that kind of, as I said before, Twitter is the ghetto. Like, it is terrible. It is terrible. Like, every impulse to be mean, like, okay, Twitter can be a joyful place. Every once in a while, I'll peek in there and I'll find something that will bring me joy for a while, and then I leave. But I don't tweet because them shits come back. Like, I don't tweet. I just look and like, I might retweet. I keep it pushing. But like, Twitter brings out the worst in people. And I also hate the fact that there is this measure, like, especially with Black people, that we have to go extra hard because it's Black. Like, and I'm like, y'all went to see every last Marvel movie that was out there, and I did too. Like, you didn't get this heated about this bullshit, and that's the work. Like, can we enjoy ourselves? Can we? And I live heavily in fantasy, because like, if I'm like, like when people are like, like woke this, woke that, woke next, I'm fucking wide awake and I don't want to be. Put me back to sleep. Like, I can't live in this misery. Yeah, I know. Shit is fucking terrible. Yeah, you know what I do? I retreat into the movies and my books, and I enjoy myself there.
And this was a hard year to retreat too. This is a hard, because like a lot of movies were like, you're like, huh. But like, just reading Deja's comment right here, basically every single piece of Black art has to make a statement in the perfect way, otherwise it's not good. And that is such a whole thing. And I'm like, can we just please have a horror film that is a horror film, and not like, I want to get to the normalization of a horror film being a horror film regardless of who's in it, and not have it have to be like, this is going to feature an all Black cast. Like, I'd like for this is going to feature an all Latino cast.
Who cares? Who cares? Yeah. Is the story good? Is it compelling? Do I relate to these people in any way? Can I get into it? What was the movie of the year before the world ended? The Korean horror film.
Train to Busan, or
no, not that one. The one that everybody saw.
Oh, I did see that, and now I can't remember its name. It was Parasite. I knew I would get it.
Yes, Parasite. Thank you. We're in the middle of a Parasite.
Oh
yes, no, it. You know what, Yanni? Yanni, go keep rocks.
Bye, Kimberly.
In what genre? Like, I can tell you all the books. The best thing I read in the last horror.
Probably horror, because we're talking about horror. I don't know.
Horror. Oh goodness. Okay, I have to work my mind on this. Actually, you can read Lovecraft Country. You can read that. I'm in the middle of reading it now. It's good.
Do you know what I just watched? I just watched another Lovecraft.
I'm live. I cannot be shunned while I'm live. You're canceled. And on time.
You will get mad. Parasite was really good, but it does like you are infuriated watching that movie. I watched another The Color of Space with Nick Cage. Was really good, actually. Very gory. Well, there's it's body horror. It was really. I'm trying to think of the words because it goes right, like you're just kind of doing this thing, and then once it starts going off the rails, it just like goes, and you're like, ah, like it was very upsetting. You, look. I'm sorry. I'm not going to perpetuate this war in between the two of you anymore.
Nani? We have to film soon. I'm just saying. I never.
I'm actually going to go look and see what 2020 horror I have seen. I think what sucks is like this year was there were supposed to be so many good horror movies this year, and then a lot of them got pushed because of all of this. So I'm like, because of all this stuff. I'm like,
we're in the middle of a parallelogram.
Yes, the parallelogram.
Do any horror. Our lives are the horror. No, actually, I'm living my best life right now. The rest of y'all.
Oh, Freaky is out, which I want to see. It's a horror. It's basically a horror Freaky Friday, which I do want to see. And then the third Collector, The Collected, that was pushed.
Yes, The Outside.
I'm like, I'm so sad.
Deja said 2020 horror. You mean outdoors?
Yes, it's like this whole thing. This was, I don't want the best horror movies. Well, I guess we'll just, they're giving me 10, but I wanted all of them. I'm like, I wanted everything that has come out. But they did a ranking of the best horror of 2020. Oh, good. And good news. So, it starts with 70. I have never seen The Pool, but it looks like that is because it's from Thailand, and I would love to see that. So that's on Shudder, and so I guess I'll watch that. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I have seen that I should tell you about before we escape this whole thing. Well, we're not escaping anytime soon. The Grudge remake was garbage. BT dubs. I did not like it. Did you see it?
No.
Anyone in the chat see it? Because I did not like it. It tweren't a good time. I have not. I'm trying to see what else came out, because like so much stuff came out that it was like hard. Because a lot of things came out and I was streaming, and I just need y'all to know that when I stream too much stuff, like I kind of lose my senses of like what I watched and what I haven't watched. Oh, and like, have you been having that problem at all?
I have no retention. Every time a season of something I like comes out, I have to watch the entire series.
Same.
All of it. I have to rewatch
Same.
it. I don't remember what happened last season. I don't remember what happened the first season. I don't remember half the characters there. I have to, like, I'm a binge watching hoe. I have to watch it from the beginning. So I'm, like, it's terrible.
I am the same way though. Like I legitimately will sit there and watch tons and tons of movies just like over and over. That's the only way that I can retain them. I think that that's why like my Terror Tuesdays had to like slow down because I'm like I can't retain this. The only way I'm going to be able to even do them again is that I'm going to have to watch it while I'm doing my makeup and filming, so I can talk about it as it's happening.
Well, Netflix killed our retention. Like it really, really did. Like, so binge watching, and we take a whole lot in and we don't have space for it and it doesn't marinate, like, so you take a whole lot in and then it like has to make room for something else. I think of my brain as a file cabinet, and sometimes you just have to, does it spark joy, and then wipe it away.
Well, to be fair, for me, my ADHD makes it worse. So it's that I feel like sometimes I just can watch too much stuff. Like the problem is I used to be able to retain things when I was doing things in between watching movies. Do you know what I mean? Now, what do we do between watching movies? We watch movies like
it's like you're never really. You know what news I got today? My bestie in Florida. Oh my goodness, Firefly. Okay, I don't know. Is anybody in the chat familiar with the one season of Firefly that came out?
Yes.
Oh, you, Audra? Oh my god. So
yeah,
they're bringing it back. It's coming back on Disney Plus. Yes. I don't know who. Firefly, like, Nathan Fillion, and Gina. Gina Torres lives rent free in my brain. But yes, Gina Torres.
Okay, I was like thinking, like putting her in my mind, like yes.
So that lady. Yes, Gina Torres, and one of the Bridges was in it. Like the lesser famous Bridge brother was in it. Not Jeff, not maybe Bo. No, not Bo, but like the one that nobody knows about.
Like that other Jonas brother no one cares for.
I don't know any of those fools, so there you go. I'm old. I don't know any of the Jonas brothers.
Listen, don't be rude to me because I know Jonas brother. Like I only actually know that
you're 5 years younger than me. You're 5 years younger than me, Audra. Like I don't know any of the Jonas brothers. I should, well, no, I don't. She's into weird music.
And somebody did bring up Lost Girl. Yes, I did watch that. I loved that show. I did not like the way that it ended, TBH. I wanted it to be better than that, but that's fine. I guess they did what they wanted to do. I'm still not happy with that.
Yes, Olivia. Yes. Gina Torres lives rent free in my mind.
Everything. Are you talking about the Bridges or the Baldwins?
No, it's not a Baldwin brother. I think it's one of the Bridge brothers. I don't know.
I feel like it's only Bo and Jeff. There's another one?
Maybe not. Maybe he just looks like one of the Bridges. Let me look at Firefly cast.
Wait, I feel like there's only
generic like white boy,
So wait, okay. Before, as you're looking that up, I have a question.
You know what? It's a Baldwin. Sorry, Adam Baldwin. I'm sorry.
Casey called it.
As I said before, generic white boy.
That's the theme song, by the way, for Lost Girl. You're welcome. Like that was. Listen, when you go watch the show, like you can watch all of it on. I feel like it's still on Netflix. That's the song. Yes, it is the show about the succubus, and I love her. Bo was her name. Also, the Christopher Holden something. He's also like, because he obviously looks like a rodent, and you know how I feel about rodent looking men. So, you know, I love it when a man looks like a rodent, and I'm like, you're so attractive. Hi, Zombie Don. How are you? So, Casey's like, I Googled to confirm. So, here's what I would ask you. What are some of your, like, give me your top 3 horror films, definitely before we have to, before we exit.
So, The Shining.
Okay.
Okay. The Cell would be number 2. I can watch that movie over and over and over again. Number 3. I'm gonna give you 7.
Okay.
7.
What's in the box? Okay.
That's me every time I open my door. Like, UPS has been here. What's in the box? What's in the box? Tell me, man.
Ooh, okay. I've got to ask you, did you watch Dexter?
I did watch Dexter, and I loved every minute of it. It was so bad. That was like my trash show.
I loved Dexter.
Loved Dexter.
Did you like Dexter. The series finale?
No. If I remember it correctly.
You did not. You didn't like it. You're remembering correctly. If I had rewritten
I don't think so. My initial reaction was like, no, I did not.
Yeah, I would have rewritten it to where he, like, because the whole, what is the point in being a serial killer if like you're not going to keep being a serial, like, I just don't buy that he just goes off into the woods and is like a fucking lumberjack. Yeah. I don't buy it.
No, you keep killing until you get caught. That's how that works.
I feel like because I felt like he met the only person that he could actually raise his child with, which is like basically another sociopath in like a sense. Like they were kind of, I don't know if she was like psychotic exactly, but she wasn't normal. I just felt like that would have been the better end, like seeing the two of them like living this like life, because like he can't be found out now. All the evidence is gone, everything is gone. It's not like nobody's ever gonna know him. He can start over somewhere else, and I felt like that's how it should have ended, with like him kissing her goodbye. Like they all leave, and then like the storm happens, it blacks out, and then it comes back in to like a yard, and like da 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 da, and you see like his son kind of like running, and you see her be like, "Come here," da, 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 and like yelling at the kid to come here, and he like kind of comes, and then Dexter like grabs his bag, turns and faces the camera, and does his creepy Dexter grin. That is how it should have been done. Like, Sarah, where you knew.
I'm a Floridian. And I had like a 5-ton. I had a 5-ton central AC heating unit and everything else like that. But I am not bothered by Dexter because if you've been to Miami, some people live like that. Some people live like that. Some people don't have central air. And you also have to realize that, like, oh, Dexter's old. Dexter's like, is Dexter's early aughts?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like early, mid, somewhere in there. Dexter did look sus all the time. That was the weirdest thing, is like he would be walking around and be like, and like nobody was like, that dude's creepy. Like, and the only one who did think he was creepy was the black guy. Like the only one. And he was like,
oh, but somebody, I saw something flash by earlier. Ooh, goodness, that I wanted to address.
Penny Dreadful and how Eva Green is their dream woman.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
And Josh Hartnett.
Like Josh Hartnett. I am at a loss for. I don't understand. He just has a lot of swag, and that's all I can say. Stop. It's just he has a lot of swagger, and I can't.
Did you read the newest articles from him about like why he wasn't working and how
Yeah,
I like
because he got too high on himself, and he's like, I let that Hollywood like bullshit get to me, and I turned down roles because I was trying to be a serious actor, and like he's like, and look where that got me, nowhere. Like Dokes just kept trying to tell her, he's like, but the way it seems like there's something weird about that motherfucker. He was like, he was not into it. Like I felt like there was no reason, because here's the thing, if he did that for his son, because this is why I didn't like that ending too, because I thought about it this way. If he supposedly did this for his son in Dexter, what's she gonna do if he turns out to be a sociopath as well? Nothing, because she can't get in contact with Dexter's ass. She thinks he's dead. Now she's got to raise that little like monster by herself. Like, what is she gonna do when that kid is like coming home, like doing what they do?
But the thing about
they can't have pets.
The thing about like sociopaths that like people don't understand. Most sociopaths do not kill. Like they just don't. They're just destructive people in their lives, right?
Fact.
So,
fact.
All right. Like odds are that the offspring isn't going to go around killing people.
But this is TV land. I'm saying in TV land, that kid's going to grow up and be just like Dexter. So then she's just going to be over there, just not able to. She's just be like, "You're sorry, your father died, and he would know how to help you with this, but unfortunately, I don't." I do remember him having quite a bit of plastic, though. So like. So I just,
you inherit you inherit the disinfectant, the bleach, the plastic,
and that was
the duct tape.
That was the other thing. I was furious with that storyline with Deb falling for her brother. I'm like, y'all really need to stop making these like incestuous relationships going on. I don't care. Final Destination. Here's the thing about Final Destination that is very upsetting. It is the inevitable.
Can I ask a question? Was Final Destination the one where like it was like the luck curse, like they just died in the most horrible way, like the bad luck curse, like like I don't know. I think I remember Final Destination being like like someone got their head chopped off in their car, that type. Like it was like, how bad can we make this? And it was like,
well, the first one. So the first one is the one, because the premise is very much what happens if you foresaw your own death and then escape. So he was able to see his own death, and then he leaves, and then all these other people leave, and Death is not having it. And I think what is so terrifying when you watch the first one, and I think, of course, Ryan Hollinger has a video about this, I feel like, but it is not just that, like, the way that, like, that Death is stalking them, but, like, how Death makes them pay horrifically for, like, evading their own, like, evading death. It's like, if you don't die when you were supposed to.
On an airplane that went down? Yes. Was that it? Okay.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that. Yeah. So they didn't get on the airplane, they missed their flight or whatever, didn't get on, or, oh no, the guy had a premonition and he was like, let's get the fuck off, like whatever. Yes. They didn't get on, the plane crashed, they were all supposed to die, and they ended up dying in the most horrific way possible.
Yes. And then, like the order that they would have died in the explosion. And the thing that was very upsetting, again, was just like Death was stalking them and was like, yeah, you aren't supposed to be here because this is like the fabric of life. It's very like Greek tragedy, if you think about it. Like, Very
When
Greek
your number's up,
tragedy
it's up.
viewing.
We're coming for you.
Wait, just hold on. He's married to your friend? Dokes is married to your friend. I'm fucking done. I'm so done. Listen, Sophie, we will sing together because I don't care that he makes like weird little faces and what like I okay. I'm not saying it out loud. I will not. You see that? I'm not going to say it out loud. I will do weird movement to give you the idea of what I want to say, but not. Johnny, no, it's not about the chain letters. That's the movie called Chain Letters. Yes, that is it. Death after horrifically ending these people. Balance, as all things should be.
Like, wait a minute. That's superhero movie. You can't do that. We're crossing over. I'm confused.
Death personified in the Final Destination movies had an Infinity Gauntlet. For sure, for sure. Like, I just feel like I like horror shows. I feel like a lot of horror shows sometimes don't get the love, but I feel like there are some horror shows that go on too long. Like The Walking Dead just went on way too long.
I haven't
for
finished
me.
The Walking Dead, and I love The Walking Dead.
I didn't bother. I think I finished up on like I feel like level like season 5.
Yeah,
I feel like that's about where I stopped.
I think when they killed Glenn, I watched one more season after that, and then I was done. I was like, you know what? Y'all have fucking fried my nerves. I'm fucking done. I can't.
I couldn't do it anymore because I just felt like, I don't know. Like, I know it's zombies and everybody has to die. I completely get that. However, I did it. But I just feel like, can we just come to like a point where we're okay? We're all right? Or you just got bubbles in your eye, Yanni? No. You do need an adult.
Sorry. She's over here. Like, we are in the age of personal responsibility there, Yanni. Okay? All right? I will not take this slander. All right? I will not take this harassment.
So Blind Manor, the only thing that scared me was the bent neck lady. Like, that was really horrific for me. But everything else didn't really bother me.
Do you see? Okay, so like Audra seeing me in a scarf all day long. Protect your neck Wednesday. Oh, that bent neck lady.
Yeah.
Oh, I still have nightmares about that. Oh.
I didn't love that.
No.
Then what's the other, like, there's a few things that I have watched this year that I was just like, why did I watch it? Like, Train to Busan absolutely devastated me. There's a part 2, which I want to say.
Is a part 2? No.
Mm-hmm.
I've used up every last one of the emotions I have for this year. I cannot.
Yeah.
I was
crying.
You like?
Yeah, I know. Like, I had like a single tear rolled down my beautiful cheeks.
Look, we talked about this. You've seen me cry, Audra. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. It's ghastly. It's terrible. Everything in me, like, it's not just the tears because there's snot and then there's mucus. It's bad. It's bad. I don't need
to cry. Like, I liked that. Did you watch the new Sabrina the Teenage Witch, it's darker?
I think I did. Like, she's got like 3 mean girls on the witching side teaching, like wrecking her whole universe, and then like Archie is Archie's Archie, but Jughead is like hot and like I've seen it. I just don't remember it.
And I don't think she has Jughead. She doesn't have Jughead. That's in the actual.
No. Wait. I'm sorry.
I was like, wait.
That's not Sabrina. I have seen Sabrina though, because it's pretty. I've seen Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the new one on Netflix, right?
Yes.
Okay, I have
The
seen
Chilling
it.
Adventures of Sabrina. And
Right.
I think there are some people who don't like it because they don't like Kiernan Shipka.
Which one is that?
She is Sabrina.
Why don't
Because
I like her? She cute.
she is cute. I don't
She's a good
understand why you don't
Sabrina,
like her.
like for what Sabrina the Teenage Witch is. So like, okay, so like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the comic books, the Archie comic books, the Archie
Riverside is that show.
Riverside. Thank you. I'm sorry. I
No,
watched
you're
them both.
fine.
I watched them both. I watched the first season of both. I don't think I've watched.
like there's another season coming. I have to go back and rewatch them all. But this one was actually like, I don't know, it started out strong and then it just kind of got weird and like it kind of got weak. And there's storylines that don't exactly make sense. It's fine. They're trying really hard to
I think this is the problem I have with Sabrina, like the Teenage Witch. She was destined to get married to the devil, like some bullshit like that. Like, right, that was the main thing of that one. Help me.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, all of this stuff goes by. She gets her power. She does the thing. Like, you know what I hate? I hate shows that are just too goddamn predictable. Like, you know, like I'm like, I saw this happening already in episode 2. Like, why are we here at the end of the season? I think that's why I haven't watched the second season. Or is there a second season? I don't know.
Yeah, there's several. There's like another one coming. I think they're like, I don't know if it's seasons or not. I don't know what they're calling them, but that one is okay. But here's the other thing. I'm about to start watching, and for those of y'all that are patrons or Spooky Bays, I'm going to start watching Tiny Pretty Things.
Tiny Pretty Things.
Yes.
So it's not like Big Little Lies. Like, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It looks like it's gonna be like a dark show about dance. I don't know why ballet is like a creepy place apparently, but I'm going to start watching that.
In real life, it is a scary, dark, beautiful place for like 90 minutes of the show, and then like, so if I had my druthers and I had to go back and I was, you know, like whatever, I would dance. That is what I would do. I'm so sad that like I gave up because a ballet teacher said, you are not of the phenotype. she really says, like, you know, you have, how do I say, too much of everything to be a ballerina. I was like, fuck you, bitch. I was so mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I studied like pretty intense for a while. The thing that got me by in dance for as long as I went was I was super strong, you know, so super strong and flexible for, like, you know, for my body type. I'm curvy and muscular. Like, I just have a ton of muscle. Like, you know, so but like,
to be a ballerina, you have to be like
black ass booty. Your black ass booty.
Like, your booty does not make it here.
You know, so like, so yes, I like, and that's the reason I watched every other time I watch Dark Swan. I'm like, I love this, and then like, I realize it's Natalie Portman. I'm just like, bitch, you scrunch up your face like that one more time, I want to punch you in it. I don't know what it is about her face.
Well, and here's the reason I'm telling, like, letting the patrons and the channel members, the Spooky Base, know, because what I'd like to be able to start doing is when all of this gothmess is complete, I want to be.
I mean, like, Lord. Don't highlight that, Audra.
But I'd like to be able to do like an episode by episode breakdown. We can talk about each episode. And so that would be fun. So, you know, I'm going to get back to the horror streams. We're getting back to all that good stuff, all of the things. So I'm really excited. I was trying to, like, I think I filmed, I know I filmed exclusive content. My hope is to have it up this evening or in the morning. But I'm like, I am really tired from doing all of this book. I'm like, I'm so exhausted. Somebody let me rest. But what other things before we go, because I do have another little engagement apparently that I have to be at.
Her dance card is full.
You know what? I don't like having my dance card full. Like, I like it, but I also don't like it. Normally, I would like it, but with my guts doing what it's doing, it's being hateful. My stomach is being hateful, and it is being rude for no reason. So, first of all, I want to tell all of you, if you have not subscribed to Yolanda, the channel is Deeper Skin Tone, and it is in the description box, as well as if you want to see them with their face all beat like it is tonight. You can find them on Instagram. That is also linked in the description box below.
No, thank you, Audra, for having me as always and being a great friend. And I will see you on the flip side. I'm not going to keep you long, and I'm not going to make anybody cry because I look.
You do look good. You look amazing. I hope you took pictures of this look.
I haven't, so I need to while it lasts, go find some light and take my picture.
Yes, you better go take pictures. So anyway, for those of you who got here at the end, I just want to quickly thank my guest, and I want to let you know that we should do this again. We should do another horror-based look. Come in and do
the most.
Yes, because now I'm looking at this wing and I'm like, it's so sharp. All right, well. I thank all of you for coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as you know, it costs $0 to be kind. And it's so good for your soul. So good for your soul. Because if you don't take care of it, Krampus is surely coming for yours. XOXO. Got the girl. Bye.